I shouldn't.
Do it.
I was faced with a pretty difficult choice. Yes, I do know that new accounts are able to pull on a banner that has Chang-Li and Shorekeeper and some other characters that I can't pull for right now. But as I mentioned at the start of my first video, is that I made this account around the release of the game, and Kuro and their infinite wisdom decided not to give me access to this banner retroactively. Well, everyone on old accounts. Behold, beginner banner with no Chang-Li or Shorekeeper or any good characters. The funny thing is that I never even got far enough into the game to start pulling on banners, so it kind of makes zero sense that I don't have access to this banner on this account, but that's besides the point. So the question was, do I delete my account and start over? Well, by the time I learned about this banner, I was about 90 hours in, and I decided I didn't want to play through all of that again, and I had already spent a little bit of money to buy the pass and the Astrite subscription. So I've been reassured by the community of Chang-Li enjoyers, you know, my people, that despite my thoughts of Chang-Li not being meta right now, I was actually wrong. And you know what? It's nice to be wrong about some of these things. I hear that Chang-Li is still very good, and she's used in a quick swapping playstyle, which I've kind of been doing already without even knowing about it. I noticed while playing, I could cancel animations by dodging or like using a new ability before the animation finishes or swapping characters. And so this is already a playstyle that I've just kind of been learning without even realizing it. I kind of just thought this is what everybody does. Like, you can animation cancel, so just animation cancel, you know?
Just do it!
So whenever I do manage to get Chang-Li, I'm looking forward to using her in all of her quick swapping glory. As much as I would love to pull for Chang-Li immediately, I'm just gonna hold out until the anniversary, and hopefully I can pull for her there. As for now, I'm just gonna keep pulling on newer banners and try to get as many as I can. Like right now, I'm gonna get Mornay.
Hey, Woolies! Make some fun! Black Shore's member, Encore report.
Since I lost yet another 50-50 to Encore specifically, she has a debt to be paid, so I made her go all around the world looting, you know, 1/30th of a pull at a time to make up for the grievous offense she committed towards me.
Oh, shiny! It's gotta be a dragon's treasure.
But I can't stay mad at Encore forever. Like, how could you be mad at this face? You can't. It's impossible. When I mentioned that I wasn't really engaged in the story, that doesn't mean I think the story is bad or I'm not paying attention to it. If I wasn't paying attention to it, I wouldn't be sitting through all of this dialogue and cutscenes. I would just skip through it. But no, I do want to know about the story, and I do want to enjoy every aspect of the game. As far as where I'm at in the story right now, I think I'm wrapping up the end of the Septimon story. The concept of having a play written to kind of like overlap reality and replace it was an interesting concept that I hadn't seen done before. When I was playing through it, I was kind of worried that there were multiple timelines, which I guess kind of you could argue that there was, but it's always a big red flag to me when games start doing multiple timelines and like time traveling and stuff like that. Then the story goes all over the place and becomes impossible to follow. But just like going along with Lupa and being a gladiating, is that even a word, was really fun. Lupa's a high energy character. She was really inspiring. How she has to make it the full 3 days, but she just constantly dies on the first day. She's unwavering, she's just, she wants to save her city from the dark tide, and it was just a fun story to go through. I've also been reassured that the companions do tend to stick around a bit longer, unlike the 1.x companions, or maybe they do even come back. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far, but at least in the case of like Cardathea, it does feel like I have been adventuring alongside her for a while now, and she's such a well-written character. You know, if Chang-Li didn't exist, I would even say she could maybe be the best character, at least so far. Cardathea is definitely my number 2 right now. When I say I'm more engaged in the companion interactions than the main story, in short, I just mean that the characters within the story are more interesting than the story itself. For example, like I would say when it comes to the Septimon story, I was much more interested in Lupa's story as a character rather than what's going on in Septimon as a whole, like the whole plot to rewrite reality through a play. I was just more interested in Lupa's struggles and who she was and how she overcame everything rather than what was happening to facilitate that character growth, you know? But yeah, that's the end of my over-explaining slash tangent there. I'm looking forward to the rest of 2.x, and then, you know, I have 3.x in the future, but honestly, I think I might take a break from main story for a bit and just do a lot of the side quests. I've only done a couple of the companion quests as well, and I want to catch up on those. I just want to get to a point in the main story where I'm not missing out on like too much in terms of like dailies and weeklies and stuff, but I also kind of just want to do the companion quests and side quests like as I get access to them, because the companions are the best part. I get to spend more time with my best friends. As for my issues with the skills being a bit of a word salad, I have kind of realized that it makes playing a character look a lot more intimidating than it actually is. Like, I think Linnea is a perfect example where just every single one of her skills is a word salad, but she's probably one of the more simple characters to play, at least in terms of like her rotation or like a priority on her skills. And for the record, I would rather have word salad descriptions that give me all the info I could possibly ever need about how a skill works and how it scales than having these truncated skill descriptions that tell you basically nothing. Like, I hate it when a game is like, oh yeah, your basic attack, shoot a gun to deal damage. Oh, okay. Press E to dash forward and deal AoE damage. Oh, okay. Use your ultimate ability to use your ultimate ability and deal AoE damage. Okay. No, I very much want to know how all of my abilities scale and like how they interact with each other, even if you don't necessarily need to understand these things beyond a surface level to play the character effectively. I'm a little bit torn on who I should pull for. I initially pulled for Mornay and I lost the 50-50 to Encore again. And after I failed it, I kind of thought, well, I do kind of want Augusta and as well, and it feels like they have a greater chance of not showing up anytime soon. Like Mornay, this is the first time she's shown up, so she's definitely going to get rerun in the future, but and Augusta, it could be a long time before they show up again. So I tried out and I was instantly like, wow, this character's super fun. And I especially enjoyed the fact that you could just float around and attack things, because in this game, just like being up in the air means you're going to avoid a lot of damage just like passively, because things just can't hit you. So I enjoyed that. I haven't tried out Augusta yet, but I've heard that she's really, really good without much investment at all. Like a very free to play friendly character. Also, she looking kind of good, you know? And this is pretty much the end of the video. Everything I'm talking about after this is honestly just to thank all of you guys for watching. I was actually just so blown away by the positive reception of my first Wuthering Waves video. I've been doing pretty much Silver and Blood exclusive content for a while now and trying to find other things I want to make content on. Whoa, I got out of the map. Easy. And there's so many different games that I really enjoy, but I don't know exactly what I want to talk about or make videos on. So I thought I'd just, talk about my experience so far with
Wuthering Waves
and just promote discussions for games that I love. And that's the whole point of this channel. I started playing all these gacha games and none of my friends played them, and I was just sitting there like, I want to talk to somebody, but I don't know who to talk to. There's just so many comments, and like 99% of them are so wholesome. Like, you guys have been so welcoming and so nice. I try to respond to like every comment, but it actually got to the point where I was just like, wow, I can't respond to this. There's so many of them, but I do read every single comment. So keep them coming, guys. Share your thoughts. Tell me everything you love about this game and give me all your best tips. And I've found my people with all of the fellow Chang Li enjoyers. Like, half the comments I got were like, yes, another Chang Li enjoyer, welcome. But yeah, as for like more video content, Wuthering Waves is definitely here to stay. Like, I'm just gonna continue playing. I'll keep you guys like up to date on where I am in the game. I know a lot of people just enjoy watching people play a game that they love, like, for the first time. And then aside from that, like, I think I'm gonna try out Arknight's Enfield this week, so probably make a video on that, and we'll just see where the channel goes from there. You know, the ultimate goal is to just make content about video games that I enjoy, and it's not just gacha stuff. Like, gacha is just kind of here because it's consistent content I can put out. But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support, the love, the welcome. I'm really looking forward to making more videos for you guys and discussing them with you. I will see you next time. Bye.